Hi guys, it's Carisa, and I have been trying to wait for this perfect moment to sit down and make a video, and I think I've told you guys in the past that I need to learn that there's no such thing. I'll never have a guarantee that Vera's gonna sleep long enough for me to get a video made and all of that. If I'm looking exceptionally rough to you today, it's because I haven't really slept or showered since yesterday. I haven't actually had a full night of sleep in a few days. Vera's going through a little something, probably about once a month or once every 6 or 7 weeks, I would say. There's probably a lot in baby books and whatever about it, but I feel like whenever I actually read about that kind of stuff, it doesn't really fit. But I'm sure she's going through something in her development that's causing this, because it does happen every now and then. I've talked to you guys about it before, where she won't sleep unless I'm holding her through the night. It used to be that's how naps were, but every now and then she'll sleep just fine while I'm holding her, and then the second I lay her down, she cries and arches her back and gets really upset. And so I just sit up with her, and unfortunately I've had a little bit of a bout of insomnia, so I really didn't mind last night. I spent some time just kind of poking around on my phone, and even when I finally was able to lay her down, every now and then I couldn't sleep. I had, songs in my head and things I was thinking about, and I would think of something stupid that I didn't need to know the answer to, but it was like, I gotta Google that right now, So I hope everyone had a really happy and wonderful Thanksgiving. We really did. Vera was going through some of her sleep issues then even. She was refusing naps that day, but it was still such a wonderful day. It was my baby's first Thanksgiving. So I did not stay keto. In fact, a few days prior, I had a handful of excuses of why I was, and you guys know I don't really count or track anything, but I was doing things that were clearly not, in my opinion, acceptable typically. And it sort of just kept going. And that's why I decided to make this video. Part of it's for accountability on my part. Part of it is because I find that when I get into one of these ruts where I start to make excuses and I start to justify a lot of bad decisions, that I need to surround myself with inspiration. So I watch YouTube videos of people who are, having success. I listen to some podcasts. Sometimes it gets a little dry and I can't do it anymore, but I try to listen to podcasts, or I go and I scroll the subreddits or Instagram. Instagram is great because there's visual representations of people's progress and things they're eating, and if I'm getting bored with the things I'm eating, I can get ideas there. Instagram is probably my favorite social media platform for everything, but keto specifically, it's great. So that's what I do, and I figure I'd like to give back a little if I can, even though I'm tired, even though I've been eating very poorly. That's just what this is all about. I would like to try to bring back keto bites, and I'd like to do it more regularly, on a more regular basis than I was before, if I can. And one thing that I think I'm going to do to try and make that possible and kind of spark my own interest to do it and remind myself to do it is by featuring a product every time. So I'm going to try and feature something that's new, that I'm trying for the first time. I don't know if you guys want me to try it on camera or if you want me to just bring it up. Sometimes I don't know if I'll be able to even commit to that. But okay, so here is where the excuse train started. And I know that this is going to sound really ridiculous, but I had gotten my cycle back and I was really excited to get a period back, and I thought, here it is, here we go, I'm back on track. Well, I was on metformin before for years to have a regular cycle, and I know that the combination of metformin and keto were magical for me. I haven't talked to a doctor yet about going back on it. I've read so many conflicting things. It's basically 50-50. Some doctors say no way, some doctors say it's no problem, but I don't know how I feel about breastfeeding on metformin. So I'm dragging my feet a little bit about that. But Mike had kind of mentioned that he wanted me to make an appointment with our fertility center to talk to them about it. And initially I had thought, well, I'm not going to need that. I'm going to be able to get back on my cycles and get right back where I started. I had only 8 pounds left to lose of the baby weight to be back to my pre-pregnancy weight. And of course it wasn't that simple. So I had a little bit of spotting, which I've had a few times here and there, but it was the first time I had it since my last cycle, and it was right on schedule for when I would actually have a period. So I had been taking ovulation strips, OPKs, and I didn't really get a surge, and I could kind of tell that I hadn't ovulated, but yet it looked like I was gonna get my period on time. I didn't. I just had like 4 or 5 days of spotting, and then it stopped. And that was accompanied with like a lot of lower abdomen discomfort, kind of like, it was almost like I was constipated, but not, I guess. It wasn't really period cramps. It just didn't feel right. My stomach just didn't feel right. And I realized that a lot of that had to do with the fact, I'm guessing, if I had to guess, a lot of this started to unravel when a product that I was eating every single day, because I do that, I get into you guys know, I get into kind of a pattern with certain things that I can't get enough of, and then I get sick of it. But I was eating Quest chips, a bag of Quest protein chips every single day. I would have 1 bag of the sea salt flavor, or sometimes I would have the barbecue, but that was more of Mike's thing, so I'd buy a case of each. And I would eat one every single day, sometimes 2. Well, I was having a hard time finding them. My orders were getting canceled on Amazon because I had it on automatic renewal. I had a subscription for it. My grocery store stopped carrying it. I was having a hard time finding it online. I asked a store, long story short, I contacted Quest once at the beginning of October and was like, where are these chips? And they said, they're not being discontinued. And then I finally asked them again a couple days ago, and they were like, oh yeah, we discontinued that flavor because we're gonna come out with new ones. Break my friggin' heart. First of all, how do you get rid of sea salt? How do you get rid of the salt version of anything, right? That'd be like not having regular Lay's. I don't know. Was I the only one eating them? That's what Mike's joke is. Mike keeps going, well, you were the only one eating them, so. But I think that there was something about the fiber content of that that was just very filling to me, kept me very regular, and it really kept me on track because it felt like an indulgence that I didn't have to feel bad about, even though I did a little bit because it was a little bit expensive, but to me it was worth it. So I noticed that I started sort of substituting and cycling, and like, it's like, this is the worst example. Please don't judge me for this, but it reminds me of if you've ever watched America's Funniest Videos, or any video that will like go viral of somebody, I'm such a jerk, I laugh every time. I feel bad that people hurt themselves. I really don't like if they hurt themselves. But it's like when somebody starts to stumble and then they keep stumbling and they keep stumbling and you know they're gonna fall, but the longer they struggle for, the funnier it is. Well, it's not very funny, but that's pretty much what I did. I kind of slipped out of my habit with what I was doing before that was on track, and it just kept getting wobblier and wobblier until I fell flat on my face for Thanksgiving. So, which is funny because I don't even really like Thanksgiving food that much, but I ate my face off. And then I did it again yesterday because of just the stress from, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you ever are sleep deprived, and again, this might sound like excuses, but I have also read a lot of studies about this, that sleep deprivation can cause wild cravings and mood swings and all sorts of things. So my hormones are all disrupted. I'm on a 2nd month since my cycle started where I'm not getting a period on time. At least I don't think so. I think it's due like now, and I just don't think it's happening. But I think that there's plenty going on in there. I think and I've taken a pregnancy test and all that. I've taken a couple of them, so I'm not pregnant, but my uterus doesn't feel right. My bowels don't feel right. And it all started, I think, with those Quest chips. Not to vilify Quest, but I hope they have a bangin' flavor coming out in 2018. That's all I have to say. And I hope it's like the first week of January because I can't wait much longer. But anyway, that's just how it goes. I know the one little thing, it could be a big deal. It could be emotional. It could be work. It could be anything, financial stress, anything can throw you off track, or holidays like Thanksgiving. So I'm going to do my best from now until I'm going to say Christmas Eve, to not have, and you guys know I don't like to say cheat days or any of that stuff. I don't like to think of it that way. But I'm going to just do my best to be as proud of myself as I can be at the close of every day from now until Christmas Eve. And then between Christmas Eve and New Year's is Vera's first birthday. I suspect there's going to be some, pizza and cake related things. Now, I could feel so good by then, which I would love, that I don't even partake, but I also know that there's a chance that that's not really how it will turn out, because that's how my reputation has been. But it was my desire that if I were able to get pregnant again, whether it's naturally or, with some help from my fertility center, that I try harder this time to be keto or low carb for more of it than I was with my pregnancy with Vera. And I was really lucky. I had a really easy pregnancy. I really probably could have done it, but I just sort of let my stress level, it did the same thing, and it sort of kept making me tumble and tumble and tumble until I fell. So that's kind of my goal. I'm working to get to a place where I feel comfortable trying to conceive again. And I'd like to lose a lot more weight, obviously, whether or not I do conceive. And I'm trying to look at the big picture, like, hey, get right back on, change your mindset again. It isn't, well, what's one more thing gonna hurt? I have to look at it more like, that's one less day that I have that, I'm working towards my goals. So, unfortunately, I looked, none of the things that I was really hoping to try, brand new at least, are on much of a special for Black Friday or Cyber Monday or this whole weekend anyway. But I did stock back up on our Carb Quick because we had a box that lasted us almost 3 years. We weren't eating it very regularly, but I'd like to make this a more regular part of our lives. Mike really likes this stuff, and honestly, it's really satisfying, and it does really take the place of things that would be desirable that are not low carb friendly. So I stacked up on that. And then the other thing that I ordered was the no foods. I don't know if they're called no foods or no butter cookies. I wanted to get the variety pack, which is only 4 cookies for $10 if you buy it through Amazon. If you buy it through their website, it's more money because you have to pay for shipping. Even with a Black Friday special, it was kind of disappointing, but I just picked the double chocolate because I figured that's what I like the best. And let's be real, Vera's been watching a lot of Cookie Monster videos lately, and it sparked something in me. I want cookies all the time now. So I just finished my keto cookies that were in the cupboard, and they were great, but I'd like to try something new. I'm gonna try those. I will let you know how they are. If you have a recommendation for a pre-made low carb cookie, I'd like to hear it. I don't like to make them myself because I don't think I do a very good job or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I know Keto Connect has a recipe that people are raving about. I just don't feel that I have the time or can carve out the time to try it, especially because I just have a bad reputation with homemade cookies, especially low carb ones. But I'd love to hear what your recommendations are for prepackaged, something I just throw in the car so that if I have errands to run with the baby, I don't feel tempted to go buy something I shouldn't to eat while I'm out. So other than that, I don't think I have anything else to share with you guys. I am I've got a really bad headache today because I'm coming down from all those bad foods, and I know some of you are right there with me, but I'm drinking my electrolyte drink, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, pure lemon juice, not from concentrate, 2 tablespoons of pasteurized apple cider vinegar because I'm breastfeeding, half a container of Aqua Zero, which is the Wegmans version of Vitamin Water Zero, fruit punch flavor, plus a little bit of, I'm struggling. Look at that brain fog kicking in. And my slippers are on the floor behind me, sorry. Iced green tea, decaf. So that's what's going on over here. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a happy holiday. Don't kick yourself. Don't be mad at yourself. Who cares? If you gained 5 pounds, if you gained 12 pounds, it's not real weight. I mean, maybe it is if you started early like me, but who cares? Just look forward and come with me and let's walk together. I've had a few people ask me and comment and write to me about, I mentioned in a recent video that you could email me for a list of links that I think are helpful. If any of you have a suggestion of a better way for me to give those out, let me know. I don't really want to start a website or anything, but maybe I should. I don't know. No, who has time for that? But if you want that list, email me, carisagilman@gmail.com. Just like my name is spelled in my channel and in my Instagram account, carisagilman@gmail.com, and just put Keto Info in the subject, and I will send you all of those links. They're kind of outdated. There's more stuff that I could probably add, or there's some things that might not be as good as they used to be, but if you need help getting started, I will direct you that way. And that's enough for me. I have to go check on my laundry and paint my nails as fast as I can, hopefully, before Vera wakes up. But she is sleeping. She is sleeping and I am not holding her. So I was able to pee and come down here and talk to you lovely folks. But it doesn't matter, you guys know. I'm not complaining. I'll hold her all day. I basically, well, I'm recording on my phone, but I hit a new record last night for the least amount of sleep overnight was 1 hour and 17 minutes according to my Fitbit. No, 1 hour and 7 minutes. Almost gave myself 10 minutes there. That did not happen, but I would sleep right now while she's sleeping, but I am hoping that if I don't, I'll be tired enough to sleep tonight when she does sleep, if she does. But Mike's off tomorrow, so maybe I'll make him stay up with her. I don't know. We're done. This is over. I could talk forever. I'm tired. I'm tired, guys. I'm on that second wind that's not real, and that's part of my headache. The other part of it is just kicking that sugar out of my body. So, thank you guys. I'm sorry it took me so long. I'm sorry I just vanished. I guess I just get on a roll, and then I don't know. If you miss me, just send me a message. Be like, hey, where are ya? You said you were gonna make videos during nap time. What are you doing? And truth is, I was probably sleeping too, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye again for the 18th time. I'll talk to you soon.